All
Yes.
right, peace, 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 everybody. Peace, Islam, Hotep, Salam, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Inshallah, Alo Akbar, Namaste.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome, welcome to the Drop Squad Live Show. I'm your host and founder, Oliver Wayne Jackson Bay, aka y'all follow me on there as Archangel99 or Archangels underscore 720.
Mm-hmm.
And also introduce you my co-host, little sis, WILHELMINA Bay,
Yes, yes, y'all.
also co-host, one of the founders of this radio show. And apologies for a Mexican Wednesday. We decided to take a break because we wanted to go ahead and retool. And she's the genius. She's the samurai when it comes to the graphics and stuff. Um,
I try, bro.
so
I try to make it
she's a samurai when it comes to the graphics. So we wanted to do it today. Thursday is a Mexican special. So we know Il Hajj Malik Il Shabazz solar return was yesterday, but it's May 20th. Two reasons. One reason why, because we on the cups right now between Taurus and Gemini
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
stuff. So first thing first, this is a special to pay honor and tribute to our one of our prince, Moorish prince, Il Hajj Malik Il Shabazz. I know a lot of y'all in the conscious community want to refer to, oh no, that's Malcolm X. Malcolm X, that's a dead status. You know, the X being unknown.
Right.
He claimed his nationality when he made the pilgrimage to the Hajj
Yes.
and became Il Malik Il Shabazz.
Yes, yes.
Even before then, he was teaching about nationality then. A lot of people don't know that. Now, you know, Malcolm, well, I ain't gonna say Malcolm. My apologies, I just said it, darn it.
Malik, the great
Malik.
prince.
Mm-hmm. Now Malik and Shabazz, Malik was a complicated person during his early times like that. Before he joined the NOI, you know, he used to be out in the streets and so on and so forth. Him and Red Fox. Yes, people, that same Red Fox. Fred G. Sanford, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey. You big dummy. That's sort of the same Sanford son I grew up watching.
I'm coming to join you.
You know, yeah. So very familiar. Also, this was during the time when they also ran across Bumpy Johnson too.
Yeah.
Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Birthday is November 31st on Halloween. Scorpio, opposite of Taurus. So, particularly a lot of shows, particularly Godfather of Harlem with Forrest Whitaker and Nigel Thatch, who plays Malik Il Shabazz on season 1 and 2 of Godfather of Harlem. It's a few truths to that though, but I'll let y'all do your own research on that. So we just took this day to just pay honor and tribute to him. And stuff. So I know some of the other squad members probably gonna check in if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they should.
Okay.
Yeah, send out the again. Sorry for the lateness. Some of y'all, if y'all just now seeing my page, the intro that we just played on there. You know,
the intro is fire.
Yeah, thank you. Having technical difficulties sometimes with it, you know, the files, they take a long time to save and then upload that whole process.
Right.
But nevertheless, you know, we got it going, we got it here. And yeah, for those that see it, come in, join. You know how we rock on the Drop Squad. You know, this is a place, a foundation we built for all Moors and Muslims worldwide, no matter where you domicile. So
yeah.
you know.
And before we get started, first thing first, let me pay homage to all the true Moors that's out there, that's holding it down. Few of them that I build with via Instagram, via Facebook, that I had the pleasure, out meeting and stuff. Islam to Cujo, Canaan Land Moors, Islam to Abdullah Mosley Talib El Bey, Islam to the rise of the Moors, and stuff. Islam to my brothers Kush Day and Sundiati El up in New Mecca, Chicago.
Islam.
Let's go Bears, Justin Fields. Bear down. Islam to Sabir, Islam to Taj, which, by the way, he's on YouTube live right now at the House of Ram.
Yeah, shout out to him and Dr. Nala, Dr. Nala G.
With Dr. G, shout out to her. And also shout out to honest to Sister Ross Mariah Bay. And shout out to Arvy Bay Publications. I highly recommend, if you want literature, you want to go ahead and get your forms for name declaration, judicial proclamation, national IDs. Arvy Bay is and let me make something clear. Arvy Bay is an online university. It is not a temple. I don't know why people get that mixed up.
Right.
I'm just making short and sweet. It is an online university, not a temple.
Right.
Okay. Plain and simple. I recommend that. Literature you can get from Rise of the Moors as well. Or if you feel like, for brothers and sisters who want to nationalize, who's been studying and want to nationalize, you can always go to the Moorish American Consulate. Just saying. But peace to all those Moors. Though also peace to my brother Asir Dukatir, peace to Nature El Bay, peace to Sister Valaria Il. Let's see what else. Oh, peace, Hakeem Bay, Hannibal Bay, that's Taj's son.
Yes.
Yeah. And Oba Shango Il.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? They're part of that. They're the more Avengers though. So so peace and love to all that. Peace and love to you too, Sabir. And all the other true Moors and all that, because this May 2021, we getting ready to come into this, coming out of Taurus and going into Gemini, which is ruled by the planet Mercury, closest planet to the sun. So it's making its rounds with all the other planets, including Midgard here.
Yes.
And that's the planet of communications, and Geminis do what they do best. They talk a lot.
Yes, Islam. Also, to piggyback on that, go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
No, continue.
I was gonna say, to piggyback on doing that, what you're doing, giving everyone a shout out. Shout out to the brother, the Legacy 360, and I tell y'all why. Me and him, we follow each other, and he had did something, hashtag more acknowledgement, from a post that I did, giving props to our brother Sharif Nine Feathers Bay once again. And
I totally forgot about him.
After the comment,
honest to him, yes.
Yeah, honest to him.
Honest to Sharif Nine Feathers Bay over in Cathay in Republic of China.
Yes. Blessings to him. So shout out to our brother Sharif Nine Feathers. Baylor Bay Royale is his Instagram. But also the brother, the Legacy 360 online as well on Instagram, for his idea of hashtag more acknowledgement. I told him I hit him up, expressing that, hey man, I love that hashtag idea you just threw out there. And also, he was showing love to me for the dedication post that I made out to our brother Sharif. So just reciprocating and just showing love and appreciation from one more to the next and keeping it going. So I shouted him out and let him know that I was going to incorporate that into the Drop Squad live show. We make that something like a regular thing where we always give acknowledgement and props to our brothers and sisters around the world, whether we know them or whether we don't know them. We got eyes, on Instagram. You can follow a lot of people. And, it's simple. With being in the age of Aquarius, it's easy now to show love meet different people around the world. And when it comes to connecting, who's real and who's not, or at least you'll find out very quickly. But for the most part, we found each other on here. O can tell you himself how me and him met, and it's just we've been like brother and sister ever since, doing this drop squad thing. So it's just all about that, showing love to our Moors. And that's a part of uplifting humanity, at least to me. We all got
Right.
our fair share of things that we have to do, jobs that we have to fulfill. It's not just one man or one woman who everything is on their shoulders. This is an effort, a collective effort. So we all doing our part, and in doing our part, it's only right we all show love and appreciation to each other every now and again. So once a month we may do it even every show period.
Right.
So but it's all about that, showing love and just giving props, because the prophet never said this would be easy, uh but he never said it would be something miserable. It's been a beautiful journey for all of us, for myself, my brother, I'm sure as well. And it's nothing more exciting in this world than finding out who you are, learning the truth for yourself, and just getting there, getting yourself to that place where you're finally free again. And you can only reach that freedom, that destination, when you wake up. So shout out to everybody on the Moorish acknowledgement. And that's it for me, and I just wanted to say that and give more props to a few more other people, as my brother listed off just a second ago. So there you go,
Yeah.
acknowledgement.
All right. Shoot. How y'all want to do this today?
All right. Make sure I got my pen and everything. Got my pen and pencil ready for us. Anything we ever need.
Yeah.
No.
So people to the audience, like stuff that's been going on and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and get a pen, get a notepad, take notes.
Mm-hmm.
Phone like this, because this the age of Aquarius is revealing a lot of stuff, and this summer is going to be a very hot one. And I just don't mean temperature wise either.
Yeah.
I mean a lot of things is getting ready to take place. It's already in place. You can't stop it. Which is um the freedoms and stuff for that of humanity.
Yeah.
It's humanity not becoming enslaved anymore by the not just the dark priesthood, which is AKA, the deep state, AKA a lot of other things. They got their tentacles everywhere. But but more on that later.
Yeah.
Sis, I just want to go ahead and start off to read something. Before then, let me just start off with a little bit.
All right.
Something from Moorish literature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
take it away for us.
Yeah. So I'm just going to do this right now. The divine warning by the prophet Noble Drew Ali is warning to all Muslims.
Yes.
Governors ordered to read this at each meeting. Okay. I hereby inform all members that they hold on. Yeah, I must hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work or at home or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you.
Yeah.
This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the wills of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. That's something that a lot of Moors like that. We need to start to go ahead to start paying attention to and try to do that. It's a reason why the prophet, why the revelator, Prophet Noble Drew Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, always stated that. You read that before like every beat. It's basically to keep us grounded,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Because lately, what I've been seeing on social media, a few of us, declared or undeclared, has been getting too swollen headed. That's a nice way of me. I'm just being nice the way putting it today, tonight. So they need to go ahead and try to turn it down, not bring it back down. Bring it, deflate a little bit and keep yourself grounded. Right. You know what I'm saying? Keep yourself grounded a bit. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us has work to do. We all sharp in whatever areas in this divine and national movement we in, whether it's history and law, that's a must. That goes hands in hand. But, we got to be well-rounded in numerology, astrology, astronomy, the metaphysics, symbology. Some people may not be sharp in all these categories. They'll probably be sharp somewhere, maybe one or two. Okay, work at that. In other words, play your position, stay in your lane. So therefore, we can all move on one accord and come together for the sucker like Voltron. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing with that. Let's start off with reading a couple chapters from Circle 7 to give time for the other ones to get here though. Now, where we last left off?
We last stepped off at I believe it was chapter, was it 26 or 7? One of those chapters.
I think it was 26.
Yeah. Because it was talking about
27.
I believe after it was talking about the children or the nation as a whole or something like that.
It was chapter 27.
Okay. The
charity. Yeah, so that's chapter what? No, that's chapter 29. Okay, 25. Yeah, that one, Master and Servant. Yeah, chapter. Is it 27 or 28?
That's 27. Yes, that's 27.
Okay, yeah, chapter 27. Yeah. Start with that one.
Because this is the way when we stopped on. I think either you or Brother Cam finished reading it last time. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. Okay, no, this was it. Holy instruction.
Yeah. No, we did 26. So it's 27. It's 27 that we did. Hold on, people. I'm just waiting for her to get back. Yeah,
Oh, what happened? Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can
Am I
hear you.
back? Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Okay. But as I was saying, I believe it was the one right here on Unity, that I remember.
Yeah, Unity, we did that.
Yeah.
I recall. Yeah, we did that one.
Okay, so we did do that one. Okay.
Yeah, so the one we doing is chapter 27.
Okay. The unity of the rich and poor, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So you want to start us off, or you want me? Either way.
Yeah, you can start it off.
Okay. All right,
I'll
cool.
finish up the just do the first 10 and I'll do the next 10.
Okay, got you.
1
All
through
right.
10 and I do 11 through 20 and I'll finish it up.
Okay, got you. All right. Let's get this going. We can hear it. Can you hear me and see me good still? We good on the connect?
Perfect.
All right. Cool. So here we go, y'all. Chapter 27, the holy unity of the rich and the poor. Let's get it going. Number 1. The man to whom Allah hath giveth riches and blessed with a mind to employ them aright is peculiarly favored and highly distinguished. He looketh on his wealth with pleasure, because it affordeth him the means to do good. He protecteth the poor that are injured. He suffereth not the mighty to oppose the weak. He seeketh out objects of compassion. He inquireth into their wants. He revealeth them with judgment and without ostentation. He assigneth and rewardeth merit. He encourages ingenuity and liberally promoteth every useful design. He carrieth his own great works. His country is enriched, and the labor is employed. He formeth new schemes, and the arts receive improvement. He considers the superfluities of his table as belonging to the poor of his neighborhood, and he defraudeth them not. The benevolence of his mind is not checked by his fortune. He rejoiceth therefore in riches, and his joy is blameless. But woe unto him that heapeth
Rose.
I apologize for that. I don't know what's happening. Okay, where were we at? 8? No, 9. Okay.
No,
But
you're 9.
woe, oh, 9. Okay. But woe unto him that heapeth up wealth in abundance and rejoiceth alone in the possession thereof, that grindeth the face of the poor and considereth not the sweat of their brows. He driveth on oppression without feeling. The ruin of his brother disturbeth him not. The tears of the orphan he drinketh as milk. The cries of the widow are music to his ears.
I go, okay.
His
I'll take
heart
it from there.
hardened with love of wealth.
Now, I'll take it from there.
Is it breaking
the
up?
first 10. No, that was the first 10. I'll finish up the rest. I'll start at 11.
Uh-oh. Let me see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear me and
I'm
see
gonna
me
start.
good?
Yeah, I'm gonna start at 11. Rose again. The internet connection is unstable.
Here we go. Okay, sorry about that. I'll start off. The tears of the orphan.
I'll start it, because you already,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right. Yeah, 11. The tears of the orphan, he drinketh his milk. The cries of the widow are music to his ears. His hard hardened with the love of wealth. No grief or distress can make impression upon it. But the curse of iniquity pursueth him. He liveth in continual fear. The anxiety of his mind and the rapacious desires of his own soul take vengeance upon him for the calamities he has brought upon others. Oh, what are the miseries of poverty in comparison with the gnawings of this man's heart? Let the poor man comfort himself. Yes, rejoice, for he has many reasons. He sitteth down to his morsels in peace. His table is not crowded with flatterers and devourers. He is not embarrassed with a train of dependents, nor teased with the clamors of solicitations. Debarred from the dainties of the rich, he escapeth also their disease. The bread that he eateth is not so sweet to his taste. The water he drinketh is not so pleasant to his thirst. Yea, far more delicious water than the richest draughts of the luxurious. His labor preserveth his health, and procureth him a repose, to which the downy bed of sloth is a stranger. He limits his desires with humility, and the calm of contentment is sweeter to his soul than all the acquirements of wealth and grandeur. Let not the rich therefore presume on his riches, nor the poor in his poverty yield to despondence. For the providence of Allah dispenseth happiness to them both.
Islam.
Very, very powerful. Now, when I think about this chapter here, chapter 27, holy unity of the rich and the poor, the first thing comes to my mind basically is when the majority of our people try to, how should I say this, live beyond their means, per se.
Very readily, too.
Yeah. You know, they get the ideal and the influence from the athletes or these rappers or the movie stars and stuff. Instead of going ahead and spending their finance on things they need, it's more of wants. Buying gaudy jewelry. This is pure copper, people, so therefore that's different. There's a reason for this. To shield from EMF. So, or better yet, go ahead and pluck down 1,500 notes to rent a Lamborghini or Ferrari or a McLaren or a Phantom, just so you can cruise down South Beach and you want to live a lifestyle like that of your favorite rappers like a Lil Wayne or Future or Drake or Jeezy or Jay-Z or somebody like that. You know, all just doing that just so you can go ahead to impress some chicks or whatever, just so it can appeal to your lower self. Now, one of the chapters that did get me was now I know what people say is this. They say like, oh man, you hating and all that. No, it's not hating. I mean, being rich or being wealthy or whatever, it's not about having how much fiat that you got in your pocket or in your bank account. I've seen people like they're millionaires, some billionaires and all that, but you know, a lot of times They're not happy here nor here.
Right. Right.
You know, they're about miserable like I don't know what. But then with somebody who got less than them, like okay, like you take a homeless person,
Mm-hmm.
um, a lot of times they're better off where they at. They're being happy about it. I mean, if you ever did what I did, sat down with a homeless person and just have a conversation with him or her for about an
It
hour or two, it's a lot that you can learn.
really is. It really
You
is.
know, shoot. I even was homeless for a brief period of time. A lot of people don't know that. I just kept that to myself, but now you know.
Right. Right.
So, 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 people don't
It
know that.
almost happened to me myself when I was going in my senior year of high school. We lost my home that I grew up in, my childhood home. But this was during the financial crisis in 2007, 2008. When
Under Obama, yeah, I know.
yeah, George Bush, and then yeah,
And then
Obama,
Obama inherited, yeah, Bush
yeah,
and Obama, both were called,
cousin,
but
yeah.
you know,
A lot of people don't know that they were related. They're actually blood cousins, which is
yeah,
which is so wild. That's the thing about history. When you study it, you're gonna be surprised at how many people are truly connected by blood. And the
right,
scandals that they keep going. You know,
yeah,
but yeah.
yeah, and it goes back to since just we honor Malcolm, like Malcolm during his tenure and all that,
Mhm.
with the nation,
Mhm.
and when Elijah Poole Bay, that is,
Mhm.
silenced him for 90 days and all that.
Right.
He was having trouble getting by with finances and stuff like that.
Right.
Um,
They try to shut you out.
yeah, try to shut him out and shut him down economically or
Mhm.
whatever. If it wasn't for Muhammad Ali, no telling where he would have been at the time. You know, just the same time, like with Muhammad Ali, like he didn't care about being rich. He stood on his virtues and stood on his morals. When he
Right.
say, "I'm not going into the draft. I'm not gonna go ahead and go travel 10,000 miles across the planet to go kill some innocent poor people,
Yeah, Viet Cong, as they would call them.
Viet Congs and stuff." Said no Viet Cong. Excuse me.
Mhm.
No Viet Congs never called me nigga.
Right.
They're not my enemies. You my enemies.
Right.
So they threatened him with prison and all this other stuff. Stripped him of his world heavyweight title.
Yep.
Yeah,
Every
they tried to make him almost homeless, but thankfully, if it wasn't for Joe Frazier, his rival at that time, Smoking Joe Frazier was the one that paid his bills, make sure he had a roof over his head, food on the table, and stuff like that. I
right.
mean, yeah, that more helped Muhammad Ali out until the time came when the Supreme Court had ruled that the man doesn't have to be drafted because he exercised his First Amendment rights,
Right.
freedom of speech, expression, and religion. It's against
Right.
his religious beliefs. So, hey, Supreme Court, just like they recently did now, unanimously um voted that that police cannot go up into a person's domicile to confiscate guns.
Right. Absolutely not.
So 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 the thing about that, but the bottom line is like this. Um, what you think you got real money because it's not real money. It's not gold and silver, but money
Mm.
come and go. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's just plain and simple. You think
Especially
people think that television tell you that if you had this amount of money like this and all that stuff, you'd be happy. It's not always the key to happiness. Because
right.
like on the chapter verses right here, chapter 5, verse 15, so it says, "Let the poor man comfort himself. Yes, rejoice, for he has many reasons." 15 through 18, you know,
Mm-hmm.
where he's sitting down to eat. He can sit
Right.
down and eat, and he ain't got to worry about nobody come begging him for none of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Clamorers or solicitation or flatterers or devourers, you know. So, you know, so don't never like, hey, you know. But at the same time, like what Taj was mentioning earlier when I was watching Shaw's show, he said everybody has it in themselves in order to succeed.
Right. Right.
It doesn't matter what level of income it has to be. And that's the one thing we have to stop doing. That's becoming a bad habit amongst us, among the Asiatics, us as Asiatics. It's
Mm-hmm.
pocket watching.
Right.
We need to start worrying about, you know, enough with the pocket watching. Worry about what's going on in your household, governing your household, your finances, your books first before you start going here and casting out stones at other glass houses.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I mean, that's one of the things I get from that, you know, because the rich person should be happy too. So at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, the poor person should be happy. They both should be happy, but they're happy for different reasons.
Right.
Like look at Trump. Everybody think Trump is miserable, but yes, so his net worth is 3.1 billion.
Right.
Man, look here. Trump don't look a day. He still looks great. You know,
You don't look a
think
day
he's
over.
miserable? Yeah, he doesn't look miserable at all. You
Right.
know, he
He
doesn't look
got
miserable at all.
he got his children, his family around him.
Yeah, that's what keeps him happy. I mean, and then you look at Biden. You look at Biden,
Mm-hmm.
JB. I meant to say. You know,
Huh.
look at miserable like I don't know what.
Yeah, and the
Because,
Parmesan lover son.
because and you know why? And you know why he looking miserable on that? Because
Mm-hmm.
of all the calamities that they did. You know, like it goes back to
His wife, his first one.
no it goes by in this. I mean, you know, one of the verses he's saying like this. Which one was it?
The tears he's driven on oppression. No, wait.
No, yeah.
He
Oh, I
protected.
see it. Yeah, chapter 13. But the curse of
Mm-hmm.
iniquity pursues him. He lives in continual fear. The anxiety of his mind and the rapacious desires of his own soul take vengeance upon him for the calamities he had brought upon others.
Uh-huh.
Now, as Biden did, what's the calamity he brought upon others? I can name a few.
The bill,
The 1994 crime bill
crime bill.
that decimated a lot of Moorish families, and it still causes calamity to this day.
Right. As
You
we
know,
speak, the shit
and
he
see,
did, all the shootings, the police brutality, all of it.
yeah, and he's living in continual fear.
Mm-hmm.
Same
Mm-hmm.
thing with that hoe Kamala Harris.
Right.
You know, she
The
living in continual fear because of her making herself a career of locking brothers up when she was the attorney general there at California,
right.
just to meet a quota.
Mm-hmm. Left and right. What is his
So
name? Oakland Freddie. What was his name? Oscar Grant.
Oscar Grant, perfect example. She
Mm-hmm.
covered up for a lot of the stuff too, you know.
Yep.
And you know, she got to where she at by being the side chick for Willie Brown,
Yep.
Montel Williams, and no telling whoever else, you know, which is one of the reasons I call her Camel Toe Harris.
Maybe even her husband that she's married to now.
Oh, Doug Improv. Okay,
Mhm.
he's a Khazarian. He probably the Khazar Mafia. I wouldn't put it past him. You know, the so-called first gentleman. You know,
second gentleman.
taking,
Right?
yeah. So when you look at a lot of these people, and crooked people in high places, you know, you may on the outside to the average person, they may look like they're doing all right or they're successful or whatever like that. Trust me, they living in constant fear. They have to look over their shoulders. They because they know deep down inside they did something. They doing things inhumane to do what they need to do. And then now in 2016, which was the beginning of the great turnaround, with Donald Trump coming on board as president and pull back the curtain and exposing them. Now they're living in constant fear because they don't know what they're going to do next because they're getting desperate right now. So a lot of this chapter 27 is spot on when it comes to that.
It sure is. It sure is.
And that spot on comes that not just with them, but with other people that's probably in your personal life or whatever, probably at your job or whatever, whether it's your supervisor, your managers, or whatever like that. Don't worry about the fact that, they're making a 5 or 6 figure salary, making more than you or whatever like that, or anything, Time heals all wounds. So, those type of things like that you shouldn't worry about. Always go back to law number 1 from the 48 laws of power. Never outshine the master. Right. And don't worry about these celebrities or these idiots or whatever. And because they all being exposed. Shout out to Kwame Brown too, man, for exposing the hypocrisy in a lot of these fools, particularly one Mr. Leonard McKelvey, aka Charlemagne.
What's going on with that? I keep hearing Kwame name come up today. What's going on?
Well, all Kwame doing, shout out to that brother. He just fighting. He just clapping back because these guys from him, Stephen A. Smith, or should I say Screaming A. Smith,
right?
Yeah, they've been dissing this man, making jokes about him for the past 20 years. And 20 years, man, this man ain't said nothing to nobody. He's been quiet. So, Charlemagne is already in enough trouble as is. I'm not gonna call this guy God. I don't even like calling him Charlemagne because he's named after some French so whatever, according to Judge Joe Brown. Right. The rape charge he got, and this is odd because if he got a rape charge and he was guilty of it, why is he still on the radio airwaves?
Exactly. They swept that under the rug. You noticed that?
Yeah. Because guess what? Because Charlemagne took an oath, so he's part of the dark priesthood. Because remember, when he got in there, he didn't look like how he's looking now. One of the first things he did, he started bleaching his skin.
Right.
Didn't get as light as Sammy Sosa, but close enough.
Hating himself, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And now he want to criticize Joe Biden. I mean, Budden, all of that stuff.
Oh, that don't.
Just hypocrites love to come out in droves, don't they?
Yeah, and they run in packs too. They run in packs, but shout out to Kwame Brown, man, because because fellas, this is what I say. Like, there ain't no beta male in this. This is that's an alpha man now. And right. I hate to say male, I just say man. The guys that you see calling shots like Charlemagne, like Screaming A. Smith, those are betas, straight beta.
Beta.
So, but we'll touch on that maybe later on tonight. So we got time for it though. Got
Yeah.
a few minutes to go with that though. Um, yeah, cause you know, like I said, a lot of this stuff is gonna catch up with these guys. Cause one thing they can't run away from is the law. So you know,
You can't.
and they can't run away from a law. That's for sure.
You can't run. You can't
So,
hide. Not for too
yeah,
long, at least.
not for too long, because everything that you're seeing happening right now is starting to
Mm-hmm.
crumbling around these people and stuff like that. And people got to
Right.
stop being foolish and start waking up. You know, I
Right.
mean, you see every other nationality across the planet is pushing back against the so-called minority, the deep state, the cabal, who's basically running a lot of this craziness and stuff.
Where does
But
come
when it,
from? Yeah. Asian American this, Asian American that. Where
oh
does it
yeah,
come?
that there, don't get caught up in that.
Yeah.
You know, the Asian American hate like the and all that. It's no different than it is when it comes to the so-called Jews, anti-Semitism
Right.
or Black Lives Matter. Don't get caught up in that. Yeah,
It's BS.
yeah, it's kind of productive, and it's one of the distractions. It's keeping us distracted. We want to keep the masses distracted from what's going on in Arizona with this
Right.
forensic audit.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that domino is falling. So now all the other states, you got Michigan, Wisconsin, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and Georgia are now doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're requesting a forensic audit in their ballots. And now Arizona, from what I'm finding out, they're finding out that the sequence numbers on some ballots don't match with the actual sequence numbers on ballots.
So it's like those numbers that's on the fiat bill notes. You know those numbers, the serial numbers on the edge?
Yeah, registers.
Yeah.
Register
Yeah.
numbers, yeah.
So let's see what they got to say this time today. If anything at all.
Go to the Arizona one. Don't mess with MS. That's dealing with MSNBC. So
Oh yeah. Okay.
no fake news here on the Drop Squad, please.
Oh yeah. We don't like to play them games ever.
Or better yet, you can always go to the Epoch Times. That's even better.
All right. Oh no, they didn't. You see that? They gave us the switcheroo.
What?
I put where you said to click right here. It took me to NBC again. I'll show you.
Oh, you know why?
Yeah.
They got the same symbol.
Yeah.
Okay, go to Epoch Times.
Epoch. All right.
Yeah, EPOCH Times.
Shout out to them and also NTD News on YouTube as well, which is their channel, I believe.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
I'm pretty sure they're talking about it.
Yeah. What we got going? Maricopa. MARC. NTY. There we go. I know a lot of people asking about this Israel Hamas thing. We'll get to that a few minutes later on tonight on the show. Let's see. According to this link right here, the first one that's coming up, it says Arizona auditor did not backtrack on election database deletion allegation.
Yeah, but click on that second one.
Yeah. Information deleted. Okay. From Maricopa County, the election machine has been recovered. Oh.
Yep.
Oops. Get out the way. Okay.
Oh, you go.
Damn it.
Hello. Okay. Well,
let's see. Should we play the video? You think that? Let's see what they say on the video. Yeah. Oh, it's an hour long. Never mind. It's a live stream.
That's a live stream.
Yeah. But we'll get to that. I'm sure.
Yeah. All that's coming right into play.
Mm-hmm.
All that's going right into play. But if people want like the real, like some true information, you can always go to Rumble and type in X22 report by Dave. You know, I was just watching his latest one, and he explained it perfectly.
Right.
Because see, now with this going on, now it's implying other states to they want to request, they want a forensic audit.
Right.
So what that going to end up happening is going to show that all these states coming up with the same thing.
Right.
That is voter fraud involved.
Right.
Why do you think Pelosi and the rest of these jokers are nervous?
Right, because when I don't know if people's memories are stretched back that far at the moment, but I remember on the so-called inauguration day when Pelosi was walking into the Capitol, there was a woman walked up next to her in this long overcoat and had a mask on, and you could hear her saying through the mask to Nancy Pelosi as she was walking, "Don't say a word, don't say anything."
Right. Yeah.
Because she was being arrested. Those were federal marshals. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, those were United States Marshals. Yep.
So they've all been rounded up. So this play that they're making seem like everything is because of the coronavirus and this and that, you know, is a lie. It's got to be a lie, you know, because
the whole thing is falling apart. Oh, there he is.
Hey, brother Cam. Woo woo. Welcome. Welcome. Well,
peace, brother Cam. Peace.
Wow. What's good? Islam to you. We are here for the Malcolm X Day special, so welcome aboard. We just finished reading chapter 27, and we're in getting in a little break in on the news a little bit before we get back into it.
Yeah, okay. because chapter 27 dealing like holy unity of rich and poor. And you know, we were just talking about like how difference is like that. Supreme's here.
Supreme. It's a family of four. You love to see it. Like, oh, you said it. If you build it, they will come.
Oh yeah.
Right on time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Welcome, brother Cam. Welcome, Supreme.
Yes,
on this belated solar return of Malik Il-Shabazz.
Yes.
Peace, beloveds. Good evening.
Good evening.
Beloved Supreme, welcome. Glad to have you both. You and Cam both here with us.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Yeah,
hey,
y'all,
I'm
go ahead.
I'm gonna leave you as the host, and I'm gonna come back in. It's because this is getting on my nerves. This thing trying to kick me in and out. I'm gonna restart my router, but y'all carry on for the moment.
All right, cool.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, we were just talking, brothers. Like before y'all checked in, we were just talking about the forensic audit that's going on, and then on top of that, you know, I said like, now watch how these jokers throwing all these distractions out to keep us distracted from what's going on. Like, think the situation happening in New York, and then particularly over there in Israel, well, the state of Israel, which is that's a claim anyway. And Palestine, free Palestine as well. Let's go, because we all know those are Zionists over there. So
Yeah, the isn't really.
Yeah. But yeah, because the audit, the forensic audit, now other states can, Supreme, are not jumped into it. Georgia is the latest one that asked for a forensic audit. But it goes back to the chapter 27 when I said, I was just telling Willa that chapter verse 13, but the curse of iniquity pursueth him. He liveth in continual fear. The anxiety of his mind and the rapacious desires of his own soul take vengeance upon him for the calamities he had brought upon others. Now that sounds exactly like Joe Biden and his junkie son Hunter.
Mm.
They called the calamities they brought upon others. And I said the first thing in relation Joe Biden did to us, the 1994 crime bill that Clinton signed into law, who did a lot of calamities too.
Right.
And people to this day still reeling from that. I know this for a fact. You and my friends got caught up in that bill. And Trump had got them out with the First Step Act. But it caused a lot of damage. But now all that's starting to catch up with them. They're living in fear. You see all these reckless things they doing. Like they had you're gonna laugh at this, the Department of Health and Human Service fly illegal immigrants over the wall into Chattanooga, Tennessee.
For what?
All type of chaos. But they got to do what they puppet masters tell them to do. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because they whole plan, all this is falling apart. The COVID hoax falling apart. Fauci got caught. You don't see no sign of him. He threw his house up for sale on Zillow. So
Is that right?
Yeah. So all this stuff is falling apart.
Damn. Well, it's good. It's about time for it too.
Yeah.
Because we who waiting on the new earth to actually start and begin to tie this bullshit.
Yep. And it's already starting as it is now.
Right.
As we on this day in the cups between Taurus and coming into Gemini, yeah, something big is already on this way coming.
Yeah.
And so,
Man, I'm tired of our own people acting ignorant and being dumb.
oh boy, don't yeah, I know. I've seen it down here. Don't even get me started with that. Going right along with this jump. Going right along with it. Oh yeah, that there.
So what y'all
Yeah, we're on chapter 28.
Oh, y'all was reading.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. Then we got, like I said, we just got caught up in that. All right. Yeah. So that's because because a lot of the stuff in that chapter 27, just kind of like hit me or whatever, like that. But chapter 28 be like holy master and servant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna start reading that off real quick, brother, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Chapter 28. Yeah. Master and servant. Repine not, O man, at the state of servitude. It is the appointment of Allah and hath many advantages. It removeth thee from cares and solicitudes in life. The honor of a servant is his fidelity. His highest virtue are submission and obedience. Be patient, therefore, under the reproofs of thy master, where he rebuketh thee. Answer not again. The silence of thy resignation shall not be forgotten. Be studious of his interests. Be diligent in his affairs, and faithful to the trust which he reposeth in thee. Thy time and thy labor belong unto him. Defraud him not thereof, for he payeth thee for them. And thou who art a master, be just to thy servant if thou expecteth from him fidelity, and reasonable in thy commands if thou expecteth ready obedience. The spirit of a man is in him. Severity and rigor may create fear, but can never command love. Mix kindness with reproof and reason with authority, so shall thy admonitions take place in his heart, and his duty shall become his pleasure. He shall serve thee faithfully from the motive of gratitude. He shall obey thee cheerfully from the principles of love, and fail thou not in return to give his diligence and fidelity their proper reward. So, question is like this: who's the master, who's the servant?
Islam.
Oh. Oh, you back?
Yeah. Finally got back in.
Oh man, let's see.
It's running much smoother. But yeah, came in on the last part of that. So what did I miss? This is the chapter for the master and the servant. Okay.
Master and servant, indeed.
Okay.
So what I get from it,
What's that?
master. Well, shoot, you got to be master of yourself. To me, this is like this: the spirit of chapter 7. Verse 7. The spirit of a man is in him. Severity and rigor may create fear, but can never command love.
Right.
that part like that, the spirit of a man is in him, which is true.
I used to write my scripts, as y'all know. Of course, doing filmmaking and screenwriting. A lot of times, I would always do my scripts whenever I would write a new story about things where I get my inspiration from. Well, when I first started, when I was writing, which was, I guess, my freshman year in high school is when I started really taking it up as a serious hobby. Well, anyway,
Right.
I used to write all the time, and then I would be, this was back when the internet was kind of being in chat rooms, and message boards was kind of a thing, but at the same time, it was like you had to be very careful being on those message boards, with people. It wasn't like it is now. But anyway, back then you had to be very careful. But sometimes, girls my age, other girls around the world, whatever, who like to write, we would look up fan fiction stories and stuff. And a lot of times I would read stories by girls that were very much better writers than me at the time. And they would write these stories but they would have like different type of levels, like levels like angst and hate and envy. And these were emotions that at the time I could not relate to. Because me growing up, I grew up in a loving home. a home, having both my mother and father. Uh,
Mhm.
you know, it was certain things in the world that I wasn't used to. I've never lived that life, that hard life, you know, about
Right.
stories about growing up in the hood and seeing your loved ones get shot and die and all that. So I had to really grow into understanding that side of life. And what I noticed as I grew older to where I'm at now in my older 20s and things like that, writing things like that, you have to have a mind. You have to release your mind to be able to flow and let your spirit have the permission to flow into these avenues in order to understand, you know,
Right.
those sides of life. So I said all that just to say that, you know, sometimes when we live out here, you know, you want to be compassionate with people, no matter what the case is. And what I notice being a writer these days, whenever I get ready to write a story now, I find myself writing about a person that's living their life battling between that line of good and evil all the time. And then I got to where I started, you know, getting real serious and meeting casting directors,
Mm.
people that were in the industry. And then I started noticing it's a certain way, certain things that they do in order if you really want to get into Hollywood. Things that I had no idea, and it didn't hit me until I came home from a party one night. I had a friend who's a casting director, and she had a friend there. She just kept saying earlier it was a pool party, birthday
Right.
party. And we out at the pool in the back of the house, just chilling, and this woman just kept coming up to me and just smiling in my face, talking about how cute and, you know, beautiful I am, and just so cute and innocent looking. Now, to the rest of y'all, it may not seem like a lot, but if you're an adept, you know, more like me and my brothers are here, you understand certain words mean certain things.
Was she Albion?
Yes, she was.
All
So
right,
she
go
kept
ahead.
saying that. She kept saying so how cute I was, how this and that, and just smiling. And you know when somebody puts their hand on your shoulder like this while they're talking to you,
That's why
it,
you're supposed to move it away, just like Fred Sanford. You're supposed to move it
yeah,
away.
she would put her
Move it
hand
away.
on me like
Exactly.
that and was smiling at me. And I said, "Oh my God, something about this is very uneasy."
She
And then
probably
once
was a
I
witness.
got home, it hit me. Once I got home, it hit me all the way on the ride home. It just was in my head. And by the time I got home, I kept thinking about it. And then I said, something ain't right about this situation. And then it hit me. She made a pass at you. This is how they do it in Hollywood.
Yep.
They reel you in with the nice talk, the nice little gestures and things like that. You know, so it kind of blew my mind because that was the first time, you know, you hear about that side of life all the time, but when
Right.
it happens to you, I swear it's like a deer in headlight type of thing, you
Mm.
know.
If you ask me, she was trying to put some magic on you. That's the whole thing behind the touch and the
Yeah,
smile. You
yeah,
know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's why
yeah,
you don't let nobody touch on you. You don't
right.
give hugs to everybody.
Right, right, right. And like I say, I didn't always grow up with that side of life where, you know, you growing up in the hood, your friends, drug dealers, and you know, all of that. You know, I grew up pretty good, but at the same time, my father and mother, they still taught me a lot about things like that, what to watch out for. Because when they were growing up in the 60s and 70s, they saw the bad sides of life, you know.
Yes,
They
sir.
saw the same sides of life
Right.
that brother Malik El Shabazz saw when he was coming up in the 60s and 70s, you know, just what they call the hippie era. You know, you're on the cusp
Mhm.
between that era of civility, getting your civilian rights, and then they're trying to also on the other side of the aisle break your spirit, and you don't recognize it. And that's why they keep you doped up and drunk so much in life. And now look at us 40, 50, 60 years later down the line from those times. And, you know, it's like we're coming off of a hangover, But thankfully, that's the antidote that of age of Aquarius is, because it's once you come down off that high, that drunkenness, you can pinpoint your mistakes here and there.
Right.
So yeah. So that was just a little story or whatever. I just noticed. Not sure
No,
if
that's
it,
a good share. That's a good share.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
good shot.
also helping yourself
Mm-hmm.
by releasing that.
Yeah.
You just did a little shadow work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shadow working and just realizing.
Y'all can hear me with.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can hear you. Yeah, we hear you. Perfect.
Okay.
Real good.
So yeah, that's all that. Especially if you haven't really spoken that out, there
Yeah.
could be some trauma that could be clogging up your chakra system.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good that you let that out. I appreciate you being able, even wanting to share that.
Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to, because some people get very traumatized. That's what I've noticed out here with the mental health narrative that everybody's on these days about mental health and everything. Some people would have just buried that, but me, I'm glad that I've always been a person that I can recognize something and see it right there at the drop right there as it happens.
Right.
It may take a minute to recognize it, like I said, the drive home, I was thinking about it. But, I'm glad it's something that, for me, it never festered long,
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And because you recognize it, that means that your intuition is on point.
Right.
We all have to do is actually sharpen that point.
Right.
Right.
Because Oliver said something the last week on our Mexican Wednesday. I was rewatching the episode and I was so glad that he said it. He was like, remember that part you said in the drop squad? We are researchers. Don't think we don't know what we're talking about, because we do, because we all are we all investigators,
Right.
And so for me, that's what I remember about that, and it's very much true. When you think about all of us, we are investigators. Every single one of us that are on the drop squad. So
It pretty much have to be nowadays.
yeah.
And we have to teach the children to be that way and not be so damn lazy and wait for somebody to give you or tell you something. Go get it yourself.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. I want to ask y'all something. I saw, shout out to a Mexum. There's a channel on YouTube as well, got the same name. A Mexum is their channel. I'm sure y'all probably seen them. Shout out to them, the Moors that do it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a clip that I saw of them. They were asking, what was the point of the civil rights era? And since we on the subject of our dear brother celebrating his life, our elder Malik El Shabazz, what do y'all think what was that truly all about in y'all's eyes? I want to get y'all answer on it. What was the civil rights era really supposed to do for us? What do y'all think?
Well, for one, number one, civil rights ain't really for us. Never was really for us. Right. That was just something that was created by the Rothschilds. Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. I'm just sticking with the Rothschilds, but they're part of that, of the Khazarian mafia.
Right.
They're the ones who run it all this. Mm-hmm. But lawfully, civil rights are supposed to be for the Albions.
Right.
Not for us. We have unalienable natural rights.
Right.
Human rights.
Mm-hmm.
And see, like when you got a lot of these cats that went on Facebook or whatever like that, and I looked at these pro-blacks, be like, posting pictures, paying homage like Malcolm X, civil rights leader. I went on there and I commented, I said he was never about civil rights. He was for human rights.
Right. Right.
And I got cussed out up and down and sideways behind this. Mm-hmm. I said like this. I said, first thing first, number one, civil rights is supposed to be for the Albion hybrids, not for us. But but since to the fact that the Albions flipped our status on us politically based on complexion, to have themselves thinking that they're white knowing that they pale and have us thinking that we black, knowing doggone well we various shades of brown,
Right.
and use the pen to write us out as being Aboriginal indigenous from Moors to Negro.
Right. Right.
Even Malik Shabazz, Malcolm at that time was even telling these studies during his tenure with the NOI.
Right. Right.
So that was really started by them, and they used their proxy in order to do that, which was Michael Luther King, which later became, which he changed his name to Martin Luther.
Yeah.
You know, remember they had that meeting at the Carlisle Hotel?
Yeah. Wasn't it called
The Big Six.
the one that changed?
Yes,
in
sir.
Big Six.
The Big Six.
Yeah.
King, John Lewis, Mr. Don't you see these knots on my head? And he was a traitor. Whitney Young,
Right.
Philip Randolph, James Farmer, and Roy Wilkins. That's that Big Six.
Right.
They met with Kennedy up there in the Carlisle Hotel. And Kennedy was telling them that, you know, that the so-called Negroes were getting out of control, so they needed them in order to quell them down. Now, keep in mind, all them guys, King especially, was being financed by some of the biggest financial institutions at that time, particularly Chase Manhattan, J.P. Morgan Chase. Remember him because he was the one supposed to be on the Titanic.
Right.
But he left off at the last minute before that ship ran into the iceberg, killing the people that was against the international bankers, which is still ruining the thing now. And they're losing the central bank. The banksters are losing their ground right now to this day.
Right.
So, and then on top of that, that's who initiated the civil rights movement. Right along with that, just like they handpicked King and they handpicked Rosa Parks. Cedric the Entertainer told you that on Barbershop.
Right.
You know, as his character is Eddie, the very first one. He said Rosa Parks ain't did nothing, but she just sat ass down because she was tired. That's what you do when you're tired. You sit down.
Right.
Never mind about Claudette Colvin and the other sister.
Yeah.
And stuff, because civil rights not for us. It was for them. That movement ain't did nothing for us. Now let's take it fast forward to 2016, when a certain individual who lost his starting position as quarterback now all of a sudden who wants to go ahead and take a knee because refused to stand for the national anthem.
Yeah.
And Colin Kaepernick.
That's not a flag. That's a banner. That's a commerce banner.
Yeah, Commerce Star Spangled Banner of Commerce. Now all of a sudden, this is like the second coming. I've seen how the media played with that.
Right.
Saying like, oh, it's the second coming of the civil rights movement, the Know You Right camps and all this. And in the end game, what it end up doing? Getting a lucrative deal from Nike.
Right.
Just to push for civil rights. And they still want to keep on doing that. Because, see, first thing first, because civil rights don't do nothing for us. If it is supposed to be natural rights, then why is it they have to renew it every 30 years?
Right. What's that about?
Shoot. And see, they try to associate Brother Malik Shabazz as being a civil rights leader, which he wasn't. He was for human rights, constitutional rights. Malcolm was looking more and more like us, talking about the law, talking about constitution. Because remember, Malcolm was wanted to be a lawyer.
Right.
He was.
Which actually he was, come to think of it.
Right. Right.
He just wasn't tied in with the corporation as
Right.
respect to what they call a lawyer.
Right.
He wasn't working. He wouldn't have been working for them. He was working for us. And he even said that in several of his speech. You know, the educational system is a human problem. The well-being and the way people are living is a human problem.
That's a human problem. Yeah.
He said several other examples of that. So just like us, before we knew anything, we just didn't know that civil rights was not a thing that we should be trying to obtain and gain.
Right.
We just didn't know, you know.
Yeah.
But thankful to Noble Drew Ali at that time, having a presence and having a following, that this information has been carried on to us today.
Right. Because it seems like to me that again, I refer back to the video clip that I had saw where they said something very profound. It was like the civil rights movement was nothing but a pacifier in a way for us. It was to comply.
Of course.
When you think about it, it seems like it was something that it wasn't even on our minds, but it seems like every problem, if you notice, when it comes to us, so-called Black, I hate you calling us that, us Moors, right? It seems like the house has been taken from us. The intruder has come into the house, and now they're taking us into the living room and telling us to sit our ass down on the couch and don't move. We can't get up. We can't go upstairs to our bedroom. We can't do nothing. We just got to sit on the couch. And then after that, you know, it's like anything else is like anything goes according to them. And it's like whatever they say, it's like Simon Says for us, it's like our mind has been totally warped, like in the movie Men in Black with the pen. And it's like whatever they put out on the table is whatever we supposed to be focused on now. We can't think for ourselves. We don't know anything else. You know, it's like we know, it's like they make it seem like, oh, whatever were the Black people doing if the so-called Albion never came along, you know, because that's what it seems like. We are being distracted by this Albion, this basic mental fruition that really, you know, should not exist in terms of reality in the matrix. It's a glitch. It shouldn't exist. It shouldn't be anywhere around us, but it's there, and it's got our attention, and we can't concentrate on being who we need to be, which is in control, and taking control of every situation, being on top of things, because we got to chase this Albion around.
Right.
You know, and it's wild. And it's like my people, especially the youngins, they don't want to do anything else but play the babysitter to the Albion. You know, who gonna watch the Albion? Who gonna keep this thing in check? You know, who gonna feed it? Who gonna clean it up? Who gonna, you know, do this and that? It's just so stupid. You know, why are we connected? Not connected. Why are we concentrating so much on what the happiness of this Albion is about? You know, making this Albion happy. Why are we so connected to that? You know, why are we no longer concentrating on our chores? You know, keeping the house clean. About this over here. You know, it just makes no sense. But then when you realize that, hey, they get kicked out of so-called Jews, they get kicked out of every country that they've ever been in and walked into, you know, and every 30 years they get kicked out, it seems like. And so once they came to America and finally found where we were at, the real, you know, Jews, Hebrews of the so-called Bible or Torah or whatever, you know, it was like, oh shit, we done lucked up on the real deal this time. We can't just be faking over here. We got to do something, you know.
Yeah, but their time is up over here too.
Yeah.
So, Supreme, you got any thoughts on it, brother?
Yeah. What do you think about that, Supreme?
I'm just, man, I'm listening in, man, and I'm gonna let y'all take care of it right now, man. I'll come back around to me.
Come back to it. Yeah.
Okay, got you, brother. Got you. Yeah, so it's just like what you're saying, Willa, like with the cut down the civil rights. It's the same thing, the whole March on Washington thing. A lot of people don't know that they were told to go this way. They were told what time to get up here to assemble, what to say, and all this other stuff like that.
Right.
When King got up there and he said his I had a dream speech and all that, yeah, it was great for optics and all that, but in the end result, what it ended up being,
Right.
still just a dream. Because keep in mind, King is a member was a member of the Boule. Okay, just like John Lewiston was, just like Messi Jesse Jackson is, just like the rest of these Negro leader guys, and they all got their ties into the dog priesthood. They want to keep the masses docile and dumb in the dark and all that. These are the same people who sold us out.
Right. Every single time.
So when it comes down to the civil rights thing, what you think they benefit off of? What you think they're getting kickbacks off of? That's just how Al Sharpton and the rest of them getting rich off of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, the reason why Brother Malcolm was killed when he made his pilgrimage to the Hajj and stuff. The first thing a blue-eyed French Muslim had told him, he said, number one, don't come over here with that black and white stuff,
Right.
because they know, for the rest of the civilized world know for a fact that's slave talk. And so at that time he thought he was home when he came there. But the Frenchman told him, "Nah, brother, you left home." At that time, that's when Malcolm and Malik El-Shabazz ended up getting his 2 degrees, and he accidentally found out that we here in North America, Northwest of Mexico, we are the Masonic secret.
Right.
We are the great Masonic secret. And at the same time, he also knew that's how he knew the enemy was on both sides.
Right.
I'm glad you brought that up too, bro, because Malcolm X realized, because it was a brother from India. I think his name is Pio de Gama. And he rushed out to Malcolm X on human rights. Excuse me. And that's what I believe that he was eventually, assassinated for, was him going to the UN on human rights violations, against the United States and shit. And that's basically what we should be fighting for now. Instead of civil rights, we should be fighting for universal human rights, because they violating your human rights with codes and policies and statutes and all of that shit.
Right.
So yeah, that's what Malcolm X was pretty much on in his last days on this earth, was fighting for universal human rights. And that brother in India who was also fighting for the same thing and took a liking to Malcolm and rushed out to him and pointed him in the right direction. So what Malcolm X was getting ready to do was basically bring some charges against the United States for the violation of, universal human rights against the Moors. And he changed his name to, he changed his appellation to El Hajj Malik El-Shabazz after he came back from their trip from Mecca, when the French people told him, you come here for the Hajj, but you left home. You left home.
Right.
So yeah, people just gotta pay attention and, look at all these so-called leader people who leading you down the wrong direction when
Of course.
it come to this fight. When you hear civil rights, you know it's some bullshit.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, anytime you hear that, even when he was in New York, he often went and visited Fidel Castro when Castro came to New York to speak at the United Nations and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was like another thing about that. Now, if Malik El-Shabazz still alive, he would be 96 today. He would be 96 years of age today.
He is now the ancestor who looks over us, man. And we gotta carry out the ancestors' traditions. That's why the prophet said he came to bring us back to a constitutional fold. People not understanding this, man. The brother Tariq was breaking this down earlier towards the NK Terra Divina.
That's right.
The Secret Treaty of Verona.
The Spanish Inquisition.
Yep, the Spanish Inquisition, the Doomed Verses, shit like
Doctrine
this.
the
Doctrine of Discovery. That's
Yeah.
what, you know, all of that is set up here in your own homeland, on your own earth, where some foreigners then came and set some rules and fucked up your natural order of shit.
Yep.
You know, so we gotta be aware of this kind of shit. And I'm not trying to go into like no spookism type shit. This is some real shit.
Yeah. No, go ahead, brother, because our people need to get up out the spookism, number one. They need to get up out of that.
Yeah. That's what we here for. So go on.
And understand and understand what's actually happening to you. We are the progenitors of the world's largest and vast estate.
Right.
Yep.
But you want to keep being Negroes, blacks, coloreds, what do you call them? The Egyptian, the Egyptian scientists and all this other shit. But you don't want to be yourself.
Egyptologist and all that shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I used to want to be that when I was in 4th and 5th grade. I still have all of my Egyptian books that my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Fleming, gave to me. So I know exactly what you're talking about when you say that.
And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to belittle no one, or I'm just saying you can be all of that, because we all of that for us. You know, excuse me. We all of that. We all of that.
Yeah.
For us Moors, Hebrews, Israelites, we all of that shit. And then some.
Ethiopian, Nubian, Cometian, what was all of that? Several different over the years. That when it comes to Moor, that was the last legal title that we have.
And that's all I'm trying to get to, big bro.
Right.
Yeah. That's the thing about with that.
Bro didn't finish the thought for me. You see me? We in tune, man.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, to people that's the audience that's watching like this, like, you know, yeah, I'm gonna quote Brother Sharif Nine Feathers, you know, as he called for a truce of Moors over here beefing on social media. That's got to come to us. That's got to come to a stop. I hate addressing this, but it's got to be addressed because it makes us look goofy out here in the eyes of the civilized world.
Right.
You know, And it also
Well, it
kind
don't
of,
make us look goofy. It make them
yeah,
that's participating in
yeah,
self-hatred look goofy and shit.
All right.
yeah. Because
Mhm.
the ones who, which is everybody here and others who are out here in the battlefield, in the trenches, battling the uplifting fallen humanity, living by the 5 principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and continuing to doing the prophet's work. You know, come on,
All right.
get it together, pull your heads up, get up, put that ego in your back pocket, and fall in line
Right.
and play your position.
The thing I think is everybody that's in the movement ain't really serious or in the movement for the right reasons or right purposes. That's my aspect of it.
Right.
Agreed.
You know, I understand that everybody, you know what I'm saying, ain't gonna get along and motherfuckers gotta
Yeah.
agree to disagree. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But the thing is, man, like enough of this silly shit. That
Right.
shit gotta stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, let me say this, I don't mean to cut you off, but
Oh, you
get
good.
your nation and build your nation. And outside of that, don't worry about shit else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
'Cause
that starts at the home.
Right.
yeah,
Governance at the home.
Right.
yeah.
Brother Cam, you got any input on this, brother?
Not too. Just wanted to say, if you hadn't brought it up, brother O, just like the brother just said, we in sync, because I was gonna bring it up anyway again about all this dumbass beefing. Because not too long ago, before I came on here, now I'm not, because I'm still working on my nationality and everything.
Right.
I'm not up on everything
Right.
that's clear. Everything's not clear. But I see this brother who continuously keep posting about not needing a MACD.
Right.
So I went to the brother's information and to go look it up to see what the MACD was. And you tell me if I'm wrong or not, but the brother works pretty hard about saying that you don't need that because your nationality card is for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he did a lot of posts on it and whatnot. And so when I saw that the brother, what's his name,
Baylor Bay Royale.
right.
Sharif.
That's 9 Feathers, right?
Yeah, Sharif 9 Feathers. That's him.
Yeah.
Okay. So what it is, he's created he's calling, I mean, the brother was saying he calling it a passport and everything, but I see the brother just made another, to me, it looks like another easy, accessible way to show who you are.
Right.
And to show proof that you need what you need this or you don't need that.
Right.
If you understand what I'm saying, if I'm saying it right.
Yeah,
No, you
Yeah,
saying it
I
right.
got you. Yeah.
Absolutely right.
So it seemed like the brother just going out his way, because you know people seeing the post. If people see that post and then see your post, they see y'all beefing.
Right.
Nicely or whatever.
Right.
So just tell me, brother O, there's no problem with getting it and having it anyway, right?
No, not a problem at all. I mean, first thing first, like, if
and go
that's
through
the
that
case,
passport thing.
yeah, first thing first, in fact, like, I have a nationality card, and I also have a right to travel card. Now, as I explained to Supreme, and I'm gonna say it again. That right to travel card, that's a travel document itself.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's a travel document itself. Now, like I say, like, I have the 2021 version right here. You know,
As I do.
So, like I said, like, this and it's already been demonstrated several times on Instagram by other Moors who have it when they go to the airport to and fro or whatever. No problem whatsoever. They just sometimes educate TSA on it, saying, you know, and let them know, hey, you know, we Aboriginal indigenous here to the land. So, you know, plain and simple, because first, if you look up passport, we're not ships, you know, plain and simple.
Right.
You know, we in full life first of all and stuff like that. So, you know, people who hate they're hating on the Matt D, let them hate. I've seen people more who out there throwing shade at it, but yet though they got one.
Right.
I mean, pot, you know, it's the case of pot and meat kettle. I'm like, come on.
So I'm saying like there's no problem with having it or getting it because the brother saying he calling it a passport, saying we don't need passports, saying that you got a passport is saying this, this, and this. You can look at that brother post and see that if you wanted to pull that up.
Right.
But
yeah.
But I'm
I know
saying
exactly what you're talking about.
I'm saying like there's not a problem if you get it, right?
No problem.
So why do you think the brother would be trying? Why do you think that the brother is making posts against it, saying you don't need to have it?
Because
it sounds like jealousy.
There's some hating going on.
Yeah. What it sounds like.
And that brother didn't appear to be a hater. He didn't seem to be like that. But I'm just wondering why he keep doing it. I'm saying, what shit is this something against more science or something? Is it you know, it's an abomination? Is it? Are you putting yourself back in corporate status because you got it? You know, what's the deal? What's up?
Right.
Yeah.
It's more so like what it seems to me as I'm looking at the situation is more so like it go like this for me. It's like a tree. A tree can have as many branches as long as its existence, right? It is still a part of that tree. So whether or not you got your like say he got his paperwork from RV Bay Publications in his car, that's like a branch on a tree for him. And now he got his other one from Baylor Bay Royale. You can never have, as long as you out of your own mouth can always state that you know who you are. That's what matters. First point blank period. And that's what people have to understand. It's not the paperwork that really matters. It's the mental capacity, understanding that you have to have for yourself as step one, where you can be able to say, I am, like for instance, let's say it's me. I can say I know who I am. I am WILHELMINA Willa C. Williams Bay. And from that point on, if I want to write or have any paperwork stating that to back what I'm saying up, I can do that. And so as long as it helps me look official and that you know what you're talking about. And that's what the paperwork or cards or whatever is really supposed to aid you for. Just more ammunition for you.
The paperwork ain't gonna save you. What you know.
Exactly.
You know, it's about what you know.
Right.
I mean, it's all so I guess it's just a matter of
whatever you prefer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know,
well, that's cool. And I just want a little bit of light shed on it. See, when I learn more about it myself, me personally, I'm gonna post something, you know.
Yeah.
In regard to that, because I'm gonna give me one.
Yeah, do that. Like,
I mean, plus you supporting the brother.
Right.
Thank
you. And that's what it's about.
I don't care if somebody know more than me or is more involved than me or more studious than me. Shit, hell, I'm glad about that. How else you gonna have some teachers?
Right. Just that right there, Cam, is you supporting the brother. And as long as we continue to all show that we supporting this brother, that shows people that, oh, this is almost like a nation of a culture of people coming back together. And that's what we got to wrap our minds around understanding, because that's the problem. We're too stranded and casted out all over the place, all crazy, willy-nilly. We don't have no way of reconnecting ourselves back to one another. And so really that's what, to me, that's what the MACD will do. Because if I got it, Brother O got it, Brother Supreme got it, you later on get yours, Cam, we all got it. So when we post up on our Instagram and our people, our friends that know us personally and they see us, that's even more heads that'll be turning and be like, oh, what's this? Oh, they got cards. They all got cards. Oh, I want one. Oh, what it mean to have that? Like, you know, we got to get our minds wrapped around nation building again and the great gathering, preparing for the great gathering. And what the great gathering is just, the great gathering is just when Moors gather up all of the L's, the Bays, the Daves, the Pashas, the Alis, all of that.
Yeah, that's another question, I guess.
Yeah, just coming back, you know, coming back into the fold, coming home, coming back to the nucleus. Right? So
just getting back into a constitutional fold.
Right.
That's it. Going back to the constitutional fold of government.
Right.
That's about it. Now, you know, like I said, you know, it's a fair question from what he said. The individual, they may mean well, but it's kind of like slanderous too. It goes back to one of the things, one of the acts of divine constitution and bylaws, and that's Act 3, man. You know, no member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love.
Correct.
Which ain't no harm done, but it's still like slander, but it doesn't matter because, you know, those are like, it's just, Brother Cat, that's it. Yeah, even I'm tired of seeing it. But it's like we have to go ahead and ignore, we got to not to pay no mind to these little nuances and stuff, because we got bigger work at stake, and we have to keep it moving and stuff like that. So, you know, and I don't get no bad energy at all from this whatsoever. So,
none.
You know, so I wholly approve of the MACD or whatever. So I look at it as another tool that our nation can use.